I'm Joanna Garzilli, award-winning author and life coach. Welcome to the Looking Glass podcast. It had everything to do with the headshot of myself, how I looked, who I had become, and it has nothing to do with it at all. We're talking about reflecting. This idea of the looking glass. And I think an awareness I'm having right now is social media, before the internet, that it was different with photos. And now with pictures as well, we can do all these things to them, put filters and do different lighting and create an illusion, just like when one looks in the mirror. And when I saw this photo of myself, the reflection that I saw, the Joanna I saw, was drab, boring, in the rat race, sensible, an uneventful life, square, nice, but not really going anywhere. After I felt this horror shoot through my body, because you could say, Joanna, you're overreacting a little bit about this. It's just a photo. It's just an email signature. Yes, that's right. And it's so much more than that. As I looked a little bit closer at the photo, there's no background. It's just white space, I guess for branding, to just make it like everyone's equal. But no one's equal. You know, this is the thing for me with people and culture in a corporation, and something that I'm noticing. And I remember with the TV show The Office, I think I would have a different perspective or more insight on it now. But I remember I'd seen a little bit of The Office, and I think this thing now, having worked in corporate America, I have many thoughts on it. But trying to create great people and culture, and everyone's included, when really there's quite a hierarchy, and there's all these unspoken egos and insecurity and cliquiness that to me seems like a watered down version of whatever school that one went to. That photo, as I think about it now, reminds me of going and getting that school headshot. I know that my son, he had a photo done for 7th grade, and he just couldn't stand it. And I said, oh no, darling, it's a lovely photo of you. He's right. I understand how he feels. And so what's that balance between having an absolutely drab, icky feeling about oneself in a photo versus using all these wild filters and different things? I suppose one of the cool things of using filters and changing the way one looks is that you can express an invisible part of yourself. I want to go back again to the picture and what it means for reflection. And as I do this, maybe a picture of yourself comes to mind. If there was a picture that came into your mind right now, a photo, of all the photos that you have of yourself, which is it and why? And what does that bring up for you? So this photo of me from the office, my highlights weren't done. So I could just see all the roots coming at the top. And I didn't like that at all. And just, I was smiling in the photo. But I remember at the time when I went to have that photo taken, I remember feeling so small. And I'd gone upstairs afterwards because the person who was taking the pictures said, oh, go and get, round up some of the other people. And I went in to see one of my co-workers. She was like, oh no, I'm not going and getting my picture taken. And now I understand why. I understand it. Now, another part here is that, part of me is being absolutely ridiculous, but not when I need to be in alignment and integrity with who I am. And I feel that at this point where I am, I feel like I've sold out. I feel like I've kept myself small, but I'm not, because I'm taking action now to look at myself and face my truth about where I am. So really, the part that has nothing to do with the photo is it's everything to do with the work I've chosen to do and to put myself in a really uncomfortable comfort zone. I've been feeling in my last few staff meetings that just I don't belong. I used to feel like I belonged there, and now I don't feel like I belong. And I know I've had that in relationships before in the past, where it's great when you're dating or hanging out with certain friends and everything's wonderful and you just get on amazingly. And then it starts to change. And does it start to change because you're growing and changing? Or those people are changing and growing? Sometimes growing in a positive way, sometimes in a toxic way. I decided not to go and send the email until that headshot is changed, because I don't want to put myself out there in that way. I don't want to put that image, that representation of myself. And the person that is going to receive the email, would they care? Would they even looked at the photo and gone, oh my gosh, look at that terrible photo of Joanna? They don't give a crap. They don't care at all. So the deeper part of this for me is that how long am I going to keep myself in the cage? Last night when I dropped my son off to a friend's, and then I was driving back home, and I feel so grateful. I live in a beautiful part of Arizona, and the stars are out, and it's in the desert. It's gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. And I had this flash of a text message that I had received from someone at the office, and that triggered me too. They said something of, if we need to do it like this so it's professional. And my knee-jerk reaction, I didn't say this, that this was like my internal process, was professional. I am a professional. When I do stuff in corporate or work with a client, I am extremely professional. Why is someone who is half my age messaging me in this way? And maybe they didn't mean anything by it. But what came up for me was feeling like, it's almost like there used to be this TV show in England when I was growing up called Upstairs, Downstairs, where you had the wealthy, the successful people, and then you had the people who worked in the downstairs quarters. They were the help. They were the servers. Also, I think like the modern day version or TV show I've seen of that is The Gilded Age, which I love that show. And so it's these, right? They all coexist together. They all have relationships together. But there's this massive division. And I had that feeling of that, even though you could say, well, I have a leadership executive role in the company, but I felt like I was on the lowly end of things. And why? Why did that feeling even come up? Why, when I got that text message from that person, was that the reflection that I experienced? I don't know the answer to that right now, but I'm sharing this because I know, as embarrassed and weird as I feel about sharing all of this, I know in talking about it that it is a key to a breakthrough. It's only when one brings from the shadows into the light to be able to see clearly. And so I have to remind myself here, in making that request to Spirit, to say, I really want to see, so I can live the happiest, most meaningful, fulfilling life as possible, that I need to look at these things. I know that I'm going to leave my job. It feels soul destroying for me now. It was something wonderful, and now there's no joy in it at all. I'm just battling with myself about the process of when to make that shift. And I wonder if you're here with me now, if you're still here and not thinking, oh my gosh, you're either here because you're going through something, you're here because you go, I can't believe what she's saying, that she even speaks like this or says this stuff. I thought that she was this enlightened, spiritual person, author. Like, why would HarperCollins go and publish her? And then she goes and says this stuff. Because I want to be real, because this is real life, and I'm a human being who makes mistakes too. And I do a lot of good things, but I have a lot of crap inside me as well. So whether you like me or you don't like me, I really appreciate you being here with me. I'm Joanna Garzilli, and I hope that you will join me next time. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe and share this podcast. And sign up for updates at joannagarzilli.com or looking-glass.me.